Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It is day 3 and we are talking all about healing. Okay, so I am so excited to talk about today because this is one of my favorite things. It is something that I get asked about all the time in my DMs. And so I think part of the reason why I'm happy about this is because I'm going to have a video that I can now just like send people when I get asked this question. So, I'm excited about it. So we're talking all about healing, right? And I have notes, so I'm going to look over every now and then and check out my notes. But, throughout this series, I have maintained, that healing is first and foremost, it's solo work, right? It's you and you. Now, I do believe that there comes a point when you've gone as far as you can on your healing journey alone. And when you are ready and prepared, I believe that the person is brought along to you to help you with the other part of your healing journey. But first and foremost, and you can never get to that point, to the partnership healing, until you've done it yourself, right? It's the same thing that they say in relationships, how people say, you will never really know how to love someone until you love yourself. You will never really know how to be loved or to accept love until you love yourself. It's the same thing with healing. We can't get to the healing with other people until we have learned how to deal with the healing of ourselves. So first and foremost, this is solo work. It is you and you, okay? So I believe that purposeful solitude, it doesn't just happen, right? This is something that we have to cultivate. And what do I mean by that? I mean that we have to pursue it. We have to be intentional about it. We have to make it happen. It's a lot like when you're dating someone and you want to pursue them, right? So you're intentional about that. You make effort. It's the same thing. You have to pursue and cultivate the solitude, right? It is something that you absolutely have to create. Now, if you're going to make progress in your healing journey, you need to check in regularly with yourself. You need to check in every day with yourself. Healing is self-awareness. Healing is self-love. And so you have to cultivate the solitude, okay? So I find my solitude every single morning in my morning routine. That's what I do. And that, like I said, is the question that I get asked all the time. How do you do this morning routine and what is it about and everything? So for me, it's about gently waking myself up with all 5 senses, if this makes sense. So the first thing that I do is to gently wake up everything it's with sound. So I have this alarm. By the way, we've worked very hard on the blog for today, and all the links of all this stuff is going to be in there. But I want to cultivate a space that I'm excited about. So one of my friends asked me one time, okay, that's great. I understand that you spend time by yourself and that you meditate and all these things, but like, how do you get excited about that every day? And that was a process for me. And I realized that what I had to do is really create a space that I really loved and that I looked forward to. Okay. So it starts with when I wake up, what do I hear? I hear a really beautiful, gentle alarm. I'm saying immediately, like these headphones are charged every night. They are on my bedside table, and it is the first thing I do when I wake up. Like they go immediately on, and I play just one of my morning playlists, and that kind of helps with the sound, right? And it's just like I'm instantly just brought to this like peaceful place. And then what I do is I go into taste. Okay, so I do this espresso, and again, it's just these like little pieces of pleasure. It's these little pieces of pleasure. So one of the things about this espresso, this is Italian, like super yummy. I love it. And it is, when I buy it in bulk, it comes out to like 70 cents, a cup. We can do that. I have like this beautiful little cup. It's the cup I use every morning. So there, I get to look forward to that, right? And then for sight, aesthetics really matter to me. And so I have this one little space on my small couch. Zateo Coffee just joined. Hey, Zateo, I was just talking about coffee. That's funny. But going to site, by the way, I want to say thank you. This is so off topic, but for all of the, advice, links, I haven't got to read all of them yet, but that you gave me about booty workout. I'm so grateful, and I'm gonna use them, and I'm gonna build it back up. So thank you. Anyway, back to sight and aesthetics. So I have this space on my couch. My house right now in Nashville is about half the size as my house back in Arkansas. And so back in Arkansas, I had a whole room dedicated to my morning routine. Where here I had to really go, okay, where am I gonna sit? And it's just this space in my living room. It's my smaller couch. I have a glass coffee table. And everything on my coffee table has to do with my morning routine, okay? So visually, I see beautiful things, right? Even my incense holder, which we'll talk about that in a second, really beautiful. But one of the first things I do is morning pages. And so this is my journal. I love it. It's really pretty. It stays on my coffee table. You see it this way, and it's aesthetically pleasing. It just looks like another coffee table book. And what I love about it is that it's refillable. So every time I'm done with a journal, which let me just tell you, these days I'm like rolling through them. But it's just really plain and simple on the side. So you can put it up in a bookshelf or whatever. Nobody knows that it's your journals. So I love this. I'll get these linked for you here soon. So aesthetically pleasing in that way. And then here's the other thing. Oh, I skipped this. Feeling, okay? Feeling. I know people always say it, but it's very true. Like when you look better, you feel better, you know? If you're in something nice, you feel good. I think there was this whole study done on how women will just kind of go to bed in whatever they're wearing, because so many women live in athleisure wear. And so maybe in the afternoon when they get home, they put on like leggings and a t-shirt and they end up just going to bed in that. And then they wake up in that. And there's something about actually changing your clothes into pajamas that tells your brain like it's time to rest, it's time to sleep. So somebody actually commented this morning, they said, oh my gosh, your pajamas look so comfortable. And I was like, yes, they're so comfortable. I'll link them for you. But these are some of my favorite pajamas, and I've got links for all of you in them. I mean, how comfortable. It just is so nice to like wake up wearing something that feels good. You know, it feels good. You feel good about yourself. You don't feel like a slob. I don't know. These are some of my favorites. And they like the satin. I love it. So anyway, these are just these little things that make getting up early to have this time with yourself enjoyable and something to look forward to. So yeah, and then there's the smell, right? Now I know not everyone is a big fan of incense, and that's okay. I'm going to link my favorite candle for you as well. But I do love Palo Santo and I love incense, and all of this is going to be linked. But Palo Santo is just this wonderful wood that you just put in here and you burn. This is my incense holder, and I have some of my favorite incense that I love to burn. It just all kind of depends on what mood I'm in. And then I also have this beautiful one. Like I'm right here. Like this is where I have my morning routine every day. That I'll burn some of these in that I love. And I even have beautiful matches that I use. And so there you have it as far as just how do you start a morning routine? Like I said, for me, I wasn't able to just like roll out of bed and start this. Like I had to create something that I looked forward to. I had to cultivate this routine. It did not happen overnight. But I started to research and learn, and I realized that if I could beautifully and gently awaken all of my senses, that I was going to be able to meditate better. I was going to be able to be really honest in my journaling. I was going to be honest with myself, with others. I was going to wake up my spirit in a beautiful way. And so, what that does for me is it allows me to be the best version of myself. And when I'm the best version of myself, I can be the best for others. So there you have it. I will get you all of these links. But like I said, and finally, this actually starts with preparing the night before. Okay. So the night before, I make sure like the kitchen is clean. My espresso cup is right next to my espresso maker. The water is filled. The incense is in the incense burner, ready to be lit. My favorite blanket is on my chair, right? Is on my couch. It's all like it's just waiting for me. It's waiting to just like give me a hug and say, good morning, let's do this. And so there you have it. There is my morning routine. And we're going to talk more about what I do during the morning routine that's a little bit more geared towards healing. But I think before you can really start getting into that part, you have to get yourself motivated to actually have a morning routine. And you have to figure out what that is for you. And for me, it was, how do I gently awaken all my senses and create something and cultivate something that I really look forward to being a part of every day? All right, there it is. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you back here tomorrow for part 4. And get ready, because lots of links are coming your way. Talk to you soon.